Hi, it's John. I want to take a moment, a couple minutes to walk through this diagram. I think it's interesting and I think you might learn something. When people use the word human resources, it often gets people really angry or nervous. But there's another way to think about resources, and that's just literally the resources that humans are bringing to the table. Here we have things like their expertise, their institutional knowledge, cognitive capacity. I'm kind of tired. It's near the end of the day, so my cognitive capacity is going down. Our physical energy, creativity, all those kinds of things. Those are the resources that humans bring to the table. So when we think about how a company is operating, just imagine for a moment that we guide those resources to things. So you can imagine that those resources get passed through things like team dynamics, the leadership of your company, the org structure, the tooling that you have, the physical environment. You could have the most talented skier in the world, but if you give them toothpicks to ski on, they will not be able to ski. The insights, the data they have, incentives, the external environment, so what's happening to your company at the moment. And from there, we get behavior. Like right now, I'm doing this video. You're listening to this video. We're allocating time to this video. You are maybe focusing on what I'm saying or not. That's okay too. We're behaving, we're interacting, we're doing stuff. And from there, those things produce outcomes, right? They produce effects, impact, the outcomes we have for our customers, maybe the assets that we create for our company. That person who wrote that great doc that's been used for 5 years, that's an amazing asset that the company has. Future leverage, right? The things we're doing now might allow us to do things in the future. We're learning as an organization. Change is happening. And of course, those things kind of feed back into each other, right? A good business outcome might allow us to hire more people, but organizational learning might feed into the expertise, like people learn on the job. If things are going well in a company, it might improve the environment. So why might this be interesting or helpful for people? When I see people talk about measuring developer productivity, for example, they often focus on this. Where are people allocating their time? What are they doing? Like, what are the activities? What's going on? Now, if you only look at that in isolation, if you don't look at that in terms of the outcomes you're creating as a company, well, you're going to get a pretty incomplete view of the situation. But if you aren't also looking at all these sort of environmental factors, right? Leadership and direction and org structure and tooling and the insights people have, this is why some teams are so busy and cranking out pull requests and doing all the things, and it's not producing any outcomes, right? If you're not measuring these things, and only measuring those, you'll get into trouble. And similarly, if all you're doing is measuring this, but you're not understanding behavior at all, you will also get into trouble. So what I've noticed is that people, zero in on one of these. Some people are like, it's all about the environment. Yes, you're correct. It's all about the environment. Other people say, well, we should measure developer productivity, all these things. Yes, you do need to measure activity. That's part of it. Other people say, well, it doesn't matter. It's just the outcomes. Well, imagine if you only measured outcomes. Imagine that your stock price is going up or whatever's going up. Well, and you want to improve things. Well, that doesn't really help you, right? That's a lagging metric. You're not really understanding activity. You're not really understanding the environment. And certainly you choose who to hire to bring into your company and how you develop those people and things. So what happens is that people get kind of focused on only one of these in the isolation of others. And realistically, you need all of them to be able to improve something. When you're thinking about improving your company, you need to be thinking about outcomes. You need to be thinking about activity. You need to be thinking about the surrounding environment. You also need to be thinking about who you're bringing into the company, what skills they have, what expertise they have. And yeah, you probably even need to be worried about lagging outcomes as well, although those are less actionable. Hopefully this helps.